Welcome to Adulting Now What podcast, where we talk about love, mental health, relationships, Christianity, and everything in between adulthood.
Hello, adults, and welcome to Adulting Now What podcast. Welcome to episode 7, season 2 of this season. How have you been? How was your week? How was your weekend? I feel like it's been long since I came and sat here, and just gave you my insights. I'm not saying that having a guest is bad, but once in a while, it's okay if you see my face. Anyways, welcome to today's episode. And today I want us to talk about something related to mental health because we're in September and September is the month of suicide. It's a suicide awareness month. So I felt, as young adults, these are things we don't talk about quite often because when you talk about it, people find you uncool or people find you, like disinteresting, and this is because I think in the era that we are in, we're just out there faking, we're just out there, acting like we are okay, and deep down we have issues that we're struggling with, and we don't have people to share with. And so the other day I was thinking, if you look at the statistics, the number of deaths of young people is increasing day in, day out. It's either someone's ex is killing their ex, it's either a love entanglement affair, that or people, just getting depressed because of not having jobs. People just not just meeting and not meeting, yeah. And this is something that we're struggling with. And it's funny how I was having this conversation with someone, and this person thought that I don't go through things. Guys, I don't come here to talk to you because I'm perfect. My God, if you know me and you know me too well, I go through. I'm the person who feels things in the most sensitive way, and I tend to feel it so deeply. And at times, I also, I try to say it out, maybe via my podcast, via journaling, or via my blog post. I have a blog, in case you guys don't know, I'll link it down below. And by me doing this, it's a way of me expressing my feelings. It's a way of me expressing how I'm feeling. It's a way of me expressing my thoughts, like I just want them to come out loud or to just get out of my head. Once in a while, it's okay if you get out of your head and you learn what triggers you, and also how to handle these triggers. So let's get right in. So today, guys, I was thinking about how the rates of suicide have become so high, and I was actually thinking, what do you think? Where do you think these rates are getting too high? The other week I was having an emotional breakdown, and this is because I was feeling like things they aren't working for my good. And guys, this is normal, right? And especially in these times, these hard economic times, that there is inflation. When it's our turn to be adults, that's when the inflation decides to just shoot. And now you get your salary, you're being taxed and taxed and taxed, and then you see the type of salary, the size of your salary, and your bills aren't getting shorter or minimal, and that freaks you out. Yeah, I know I'm not the only one, but I know guys we're freaking out. I was thinking, in these moments that we're really struggling, we're really juggling between our careers, expounding or studying more, getting new opportunities, meeting the loves of our lives. Like, it's a lot of work, and we're not giving ourselves the self-love that we deserve. We're taking a lot of time not appreciating ourselves and not being grateful. The other day I was talking to my mom, and I noticed we talked with her for around 2 hours. If you know me, my mom is my best friend. So we were talking with her, and I realized she actually mentioned to me, like, for the past 1 hour, you've been just ranting on why you're not happy. Do you want to tell me, in the past 1 week, there is nothing that has made you happy? In the past 6 months, there is nothing that you can point out that is happy. And I realized, you know what? There are some things that I have to be grateful for. I wasn't noticing them because I'm looking at my future or I'm looking at my past. Like, I'm held so back by my past, by what happened in the past, by the future goals that I had in a certain time and I'm not yet to accomplish them, that I can't realize what I have now. And I saw this meme that was saying, at times we are living one of the prayers that we prayed for. But how many times do we take time to appreciate that? How many times do we realize that? How many times do you sit back and realize, you know what? This is something that I prayed for back in the day. It's something that I've been praying for the other week. You know, every time we go to prayer list, every time I go to pray, every day I have a different need. And because we are human, at times we are not consistent on one thing. We feel like because I've prayed for this thing for quite some time and it's not working out, you know what, maybe God has forgotten it. But one thing I know is that there's a time I had a certain revelation, you know, delayment is not forgotten. And I got this thing at the midst of my issues, in the midst of me feeling like, yo, you know what, I'm about to give up because I can't see anything. I feel so stagnated. I'm at my breaking point. And then this one day I was going to the shower and I just realized I had this still voice in my head. Delayment is not forgotten. So anytime I'm having issues, anytime I'm going through something, I'm really trying to hold on that word. Delayment is not forgotten. And I hope that even you guys, every time you have something, learn to appreciate the little things. Learn to count your blessings. It may seem tiny, but know that's someone's biggest blessing. As much as we feel not content, I think our issue now as young adults, we are not content in what we have. We are trying to reach for those future goals. And then we have set ourselves these big goals in our heads, maybe because we don't want to be the parents that we saw our parents be. We don't want to struggle that much. We want to give our kids a better future. And we also want a better future for ourselves. But until when? Is it until we get burnouts that we realize, you know what? This small blessing is something that I had prayed for. The moment you get into your purpose, I was listening to one of Sarah Jake's episodes, and she was preaching, and she was saying, for you to get to your purpose, you have to be at peace with yourself. For God to bless you, you have to be at peace with yourself. So how else will I get into my purpose if every now and then I'm just complaining, oh, this ain't working out, oh, this ain't working out, oh, how will I get to this? I'm constantly worrying of the future. I'm a victim of this. I always worry of the future. I'm such a laid out planned person. In my head, I'm like, next week I'm doing ABCD. In the next 3 months, in this quarter of the year, I want to have achieved ABCD. But what I don't know, when I don't reach to that part, it gives me these worrying thoughts. It tests my mental health in ways that I could never expect. So you who are like me, you who is always putting a limit to your goals, it's time you tried to let go and tried to be at peace so as to reach your purpose. You know what, guys? When greatness locates you, you're faced by lots of resistance. This is something I'm learning now as an adult. When greatness locates you, the moment you're about to get your blessings, that's when you have some mental breakdowns and things not working, and you're just like, oh my God, I'm a baby girl. I'm not supposed to suffer. But you know, guys, when it locates you, you face a lot of resistance. You face a lot of forces. Because the other day I was also watching, again, Sarah. I was watching Sarah Jake's sermon. And she was saying, when you get, at times, the doors that we ask God to open up for us, they're like a portal. You know, now God opens a portal. And I was trying to envision this in the sci-fi movies, if you watch sci-fi. In those portals, you know, there are very two different spirits that are working. There is maybe the good one, the bad one, or you're moving from one dimension to another. So the moment you're getting in these dimensions, there are very different forces that are there. There's a lot of resistance that is there, you know. So every time when you're trying to do something good, anytime you're trying to uplift yourself, there are resistance that comes. Why? Because when greatness locates you, there's a force that's coming. So only us can stand in the right dimension. Only us can psych ourselves up. Only us can, you pat yourself on the back and tell yourself, you know what? I'm not going down on the grave before I drive my car. because of mental health issues. No, I really have to understand that my past won't drag me back down. Me failing today, I'll fall and wake up. I'll fall, get up, dust myself, get up and move forward. Because the enemy may have seen your potential before you are grown to see it. Yeah. And also, I was also working on this. I was also thinking we should also try to work on our potential. If you know you're good at something, try it as much as you can to work towards that goal. But when you try to, you fall and then that's it. And then now you're just there, you feel so down. I know, guys, it's hard. I've been there, done it, and it's a terrible feeling. But the moment I stick it in my head, like, yeah, I accept it, today is a bad day. But you know what? Bad days are not meant to last. The same way we say toughest people, tough times don't last, but tough people do, right? And the moment you decide to get yourself out of that season, the moment you try to psych yourself up to get from that season, to understand that I'm built of greatness. I have this potential in me. I have this, just have the audacity. That's it. Have the audacity. Be audacious enough to lift yourself from that situation. Be audacious enough to go straight on and to go straight on towards your dreams, to steer on towards your dream. Like whatever you carry, just know whatever you carry, the light in you is greater than what people see. And at times we just have to fire the light that is in us so as it can illuminate to the world. But if you're just there and your light is just down and you're not firing it up, you're waiting for other people to do it for you, child, it doesn't work like that. That's one of the hard truths that I've learned now as an adult. It doesn't work like that. I may wait for someone that loves me to come and lift me up in that season, but maybe even this person is going through something. So what do I have to do? I just have to work on it on my own. And something that I've learned is also grateful notes. Like, try to go back to your diary. Let me tell you guys, I've realized I wrote my diary, I think, on Feb. And yesterday night is the last day, is the first time that I opened it. And do you know what made me happy? Some of the little things that I had written there, I've achieved some of them. To some people, they may seem like, see, that's obvious, like, what have you been doing for all this time? But for me, during that moment that I was so down, and then I saw that I've achieved at least one thing, it really lifted my soul. So remember to write your visions, and write those grateful notes. Every day, look forward to appreciate something small. Last week I was quite unwell, and this week, that's when it hit me. We always say like, oh, waking up in good health. It's not something small, When you wake up fit, you should thank God. Like, it has become a cliche. But let me tell you, until you get yourself until you're in that situation and then you come out of it, that's when you realize, those are one of the tiniest things that I never realized really matter. The other thing that I've realized is the fact that when we are down, God goes down with us. Like, we may not see it happening because we are so quick to pinpoint what isn't working. But one thing, you always have a backup, and you always have someone to back you down amidst your issues. Like, I think we should learn to appreciate these tiny things and to be so woke and observative. Because when you get down, God is always there. You are always backed down, even when you don't see it. And I was trying to relate this. Sorry guys if today sounds like I'm preaching, but well, you need to understand. I was thinking inside in this dimension, yeah. Remember Joseph in the Bible, when he was sold by his brothers. Maybe him in his head, he thought that this is the end of him, right? But what happened? That opened up a bigger door for him, right? Look at the guys who burnt in the fire. Is it Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? What happened? Did they get burned down? No. So in the midst of our fire, in the midst of our troubles, in the midst of us being sold out, in the midst of us having burnouts, there's always a backup for us. We are always backed up. We just have to look, to search it in our hearts, to believe in ourselves, to trust that, God is in control. Like, I have to reach my purpose amidst like, I don't care whatever is coming my way. I have to reach my purpose, because even before I was born in my mother's womb, God had a purpose for it, you know. And also you have to understand that greatest people fail too. You just have to reflect on your achievements. You may think you're the greatest one. There's a time I was feeling so bad because of failing people. Oh my God, there was a time I was suffering from people pleaser syndrome. Every time I hurt someone, or I mistakenly didn't please someone, it used to hurt me. But I realized some people just deserve to be not pleased. Guys, that's the hard truth. Some people, you just don't have to make them happy. Because now, why will I make you happy at the cost of my mental health? No. But it has taken a lot of time to believe that I can be one of the smartest people in that job. I can be one of the coolest people, one of the good heart, you know. Like, for me, if you want me to fill in your position or to do so, I'll do it for you, because that's my character. I'm nice, but I won't receive that from people. So I don't have to feel bad about it, and I don't have to expect the same thing from them, and then now I'm starting to get tormented, you know. So it's about us understanding that you can be the greatest person and you can still fail. I was thinking about this, guys, yeah. Today, the reference is about the Bible. So if you are not a Christian, or you don't have Christian background, this is your chance to learn. Anyways, I was thinking, imagine, you know, we all know about the story of Ruth and Boaz in the Bible, right? Ruth, Naomi, and Boaz. I don't recall Ruth's husband. So when Ruth's husband died, they decided to move out of that country, right? So when they moved out of that country, they went to Boaz's farm. And that's when Boaz was the boss, Naomi encouraging Ruth to go and sleep on the whatever, in Boaz's bed. In Boaz's bed, kujituma wadau, kujituma, to go and sleep on Boaz's bed, you know, so as Boaz can notice her. So I was thinking about this in a very different dimension. Only if Naomi and Ruth decided to continue mourning the husband in that situation in their country, do you think Boaz and Ruth would have met? Do you think Ruth would have found her blessing? I'm not talking about dating and everything. I want us to think this in how many situations we have tried not to go to get them because we are too afraid to leave this other situation. You know, we're too afraid. We are so hurt in that moment. We were hurt. We don't want to heal. Not that we don't want to heal. We are not able to heal so as we can go to get our blessings, you know. So if Ruth did not get out of that situation that she was, if she didn't get out of the mourning season and kujituma to Boaz, she wouldn't have found her blessings, right? So until we let go of our situations, until we let go of our past, I don't think we will ever get to see our goals. Especially as young adults, let me tell you, we really struggle. I don't think people talk about this a lot. I'm telling you, you check your emails, you find 30 emails, we regret. Others, you're called even for interviews, you don't even remember the last time you applied for that job, because you've applied to so many jobs. But when that time comes, we try to let go and heal so as to reach to another blessing. I know we try. But this is for that person who has been feeling stagnated, you who has been feeling like the situation that you are in, you feel so hard to let go of it. It's time you did. Your mental health comes first. You have to try to talk to someone, to do some journaling, to do some grateful notes, you know, to appreciate your little times and also to celebrate yourself. This is the only time, guys, we're not growing any younger. This is the only time to try to balance. We celebrate ourselves and also we chase our dreams, because no one else is coming to save us. Only us can save us, and only us can make our youthful years to be better, and our youthful years to be encouraging, and our youthful years to be worth reflecting back to. So today's note to self is, dear self, try to move out of the situations. Try to appreciate the moments that you're in. Try to count your blessings one by one until you reach your goals. Thank you guys for watching this episode. Thank you for listening on Google Podcast and Spotify. Don't forget to like, share, leave us rating, and also leave some comments. Interact with me on my Instagram at one_she.ko or at Adulting Now What Podcast. And guys, be kind to yourself this month. Be kind to yourself always. Be kind to others. Be better adult, And don't forget, guys, please bear with me. I live by the roadside, so there is a lot of background noise, but we will grow and we'll get over it soon. Yeah, so never forget, dear adult, life is a step and not a sprint. Until next time.